guys. Hey, how you doing? My name's LA, and I'm very excited to introduce my friend here. I got the pleasure of working with her before. Um, I remember the first time I met her at Oak Point. She was with her daughter. Look, I ain't rushing you. But listen, y'all, most of y'all probably know her, right? But if you didn't know her by face, would you not know her by the way she worships? Yes, I know, right? Give it up for my friend Tracy.
Hey y'all, I am a forever grateful child of God. I'm a true Jesus believer for sure, but I also suffer from drug addiction for over 25 years. My name is Tracy. Okay, before I get started with my testimony, I want to tell you a quick little story. One time I went to a revival down in Greenwood, and this preacher told us a story about a dog. Let me know if I get where you can't hear me, okay? He was talking about being loud, and I relate to that because I'm loud, especially when it comes to worship and praise. I love to sing my little heart out. I got Jesus in my soul, and I want to make sure everybody knows it. I want to jump for joy. I have so much happiness in my heart, knowing that I'm a child of God and that He loves me. And I don't mind hearing somebody say, oh, she's taking this Jesus thing way too serious, because at the end of the day, when I die, it's going to be real sad for somebody to say, oh no, well, she never knew God. You know what I'm saying? So, say what you may. Okay, so there was this family that had been sick and had been missing church for a few weeks. Can I just hold this? Because I'll be moving around. Okay. The preacher thought, well, I'm going to go over here to this house and pray for this family because they've been missing church. So he pulls up in the driveway, and there comes this dog out. And his dog's loud. He's barking, he's running around like he's crazy. And the preacher hollered out the window, sir, is it all right for me to get out this car? I don't know about that dog. The man said, yeah, the dog's good, get on out. And I'm going to tell you a story about why that dog acts like that. Well, a little while back, I had to get my septic tank pumped out. And the guys came, they started to pump it out. The pump quit working. So they were like, okay, I'm going to leave this lid off this septic tank, and I'm going to run down the street and get another truck. That's fine, do what you got to do, told the man. While they were gone, there goes a squirrel across the yard, there goes the dog behind it. Well, the squirrel jumped right over the hole. The dog, unfortunately, did not. So he fell down in that sewer. I mean, he had mess all over him. And he's just doggy paddling, trying to get out. See, that's how we are. When we're stuck in a situation, we don't know what to do, we're just trying to get out. We start freaking out. So there goes this dog, freaking out. He can't get out by himself. So one of the guys from the company or whatever, he was like, sir, what you gonna do about getting your dog out? And the man was like, I gotta get him out. That's my dog, I love him. I can't leave him in there in that mess. I got to get him out. So he goes and gets a ladder and climbs down. Makes a big old splash in that sewer. He tries to get the dog out. But again, like we do, especially with God, when we freak out, we start to push people away instead of letting them help us. So that's what the dog does. He's scared to death. We don't realize that that's what we do with God, but we're doing it. So the guy gets him out. He takes him, he starts hosing him off. Well, that dog realized, oh, he's clean and he's happy. And he takes off across that yard, and he ain't been quite right since. He's so happy to be clean. See, that's how I relate to this story, because you know what? I was that dog. God said, I don't care that you smell like doo-doo, honey. I don't care you got dookie on your face. I don't care what you've been through, honey. He grabbed a hold of me, he hosed me down, he cleaned me up, and he turned my life around, and I'm here to tell you about it. He not only saved me from a horrible meth addiction that almost took my life, he saved me from going to hell when I die. All right, let's get this testimony started. Whew. I was one of 4 kids, second to the oldest. My dad left when I was about 5 or 6, and I remember my mom having this boyfriend who was an alcoholic. He didn't work, so she worked all the time to provide for us. The Christmases were always good. My mom would buy us pajamas every year, and I love that about her. I don't ever remember being hungry or wanting for anything, really. We always went to church as kids. I was even on a Bible quiz team. Ooh, I'm shaking, y'all, I'm nervous. Okay. But nothing ever stuck. 1 Corinthians 5:16 tells us, pray without ceasing, pray continually. One time when I was about 10 or 11, I came home to the yard covered in police. They were arresting my mom for bad checks. At the time, I didn't understand, but now looking back, that's how we all had the great stuff and good food growing up. So my mom went to prison for 3 years. I got sent to my grandma's, which was horrific. She loved us in her own way. She just wanted us to be good and go by the rules, but of course we could not. I remember getting plenty of whoopings with a belt. Y'all, this woman was short, she was old, but she sure was fast. God, let me tell you about it. So she caught me smoking a cigarette behind her house one day. Well, she didn't catch me, the neighbor did and called her, and so she thought she caught me. And I tried to tell her, no, you didn't see me, Granny. You did not see me with your own eyes, though. Come on. Anyways, she chased me around that trailer with that belt, and we probably got in 3 good laps before she got me good. But that's the last time she ever caught me smoking. Or she thought she caught me smoking, yeah. Okay, so my grandma worked a lot, too, so I stayed with a friend from school a lot. That's when I started learning to take care of myself. I was 12 the first time I ever smoked crack. I needed to escape the life that I had been dealt. My younger brother and sister, they had problems with wetting the bed with all the stuff that had been going on. And I remember my grandma would rub their faces in it every morning before school. My childhood was for sure full of some trauma. After that, I moved on to my aunt and my uncle's house. They had kids they wanted me to help watch while they worked. Okay, sure, this is going to be great, till it wasn't. See, they liked to drink and smoke, and my aunt started asking me to light her cigarettes for her while we were going down the road because, of course, she was driving and couldn't light them herself. That's when I started smoking cigarettes every day, and they let me drink. They told me if I was going to drink, at least I could drink at home so they could keep an eye on me. I started drinking heavily after that. I had a few boyfriends here and there that were way older than me, probably 17 to 20, and I was only like 12. One even lived with us for a little bit. I was looking for someone to love me and not leave me. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. 1 Corinthians 13:4, love is patient, love is kind. Then I turned into a people pleaser. Maybe if I do what they want me to, they won't leave me like my dad did, my mom did, even my grandma gave me away to my uncle. Eventually, my mom got out, and we tried to reconnect, but it was different. When I turned 16, I met a guy who was 25, who's now my husband. After some time, my mom got married and moved to Florida, leaving my little sister and brother with my dad. She went from calling a few times here and there to never calling again. We never have heard from her again. To this day, I don't know what happened to her. My husband was alcoholic, and we would fight oh so bad. I had abandonment issues already, so I thought I could not live without him. I couldn't do it on my own. The Lord Almighty says, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, and I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. He would go on to physically, verbally, and emotionally abuse me for years. I had my first kid when I was 17, then 2 more kids with him. I did not know what I was doing. Nobody taught me how to be an adult, much less a mother. Almost every day we would fight, and I would beg him to stay every time, and of course he would stay. I had a stillborn son in 2002, That's when I was introduced to cocaine by my husband. I used cocaine daily for 4 years. 2006, I got pregnant with my daughter, who was born addicted to the cocaine as well. DSS got involved. I had a treatment plan. I did what I was supposed to do when she was 3 months old, and I got her back. I stayed clean for about 3 years. Things took a turn for the worst, and I became addicted to meth. Me and my husband separated in 2009. I went down that rabbit hole deep. When I say deep, I mean deep. I went on to intravenously using meth all day, every day. All my kids went different ways, and my son eventually went to stay with his dad. My husband. Well, he was still drinking, so he had problems keeping him in school, doing his homework and stuff. DSS got involved again, but this time I wanted nothing to do with that. I was living my best life, so I thought. I was barely making it, using my body for things unspeakable, just to drown out the ugliness that was consuming me. God has had my back every single time. Even when I didn't know I needed him, he was there. I need y'all to know he's always there. Even when you don't think he is, he is. Not only does he show up and show out for me in my recovery, he showed up and showed out many times in my days of addiction. Back in 2010, I got charged with armed robbery, burglary, possession of a weapon. I ended up only serving 1 year in prison. That's it, because there was Jesus. That's why that's my favorite song. In the valley. Wait a minute. There was Jesus in the valley. Okay. Just in case you missed it earlier. Okay. Y'all, 4 years ago, I flipped my truck 6 times, walked away with not even a scratch on me. There was Jesus in the shadows of the alleys. Recently, a couple months back, I had a court date finally after 3 years. So you're gonna stay there, okay? Okay. So where was I at? Okay. Recently, a couple months back, I had a court date, finally after 3 years, felony possession of a firearm. I show up with my CR shirt on and let them know real quick who I was now. The judge told me if I could pass a drug test, he'd let me go home. Everything dropped. Don't y'all know? I skipped all the way to that bathroom. There was Jesus. Okay, so back up a little bit. I got pregnant this last time in 2014, and I said to myself, this is it. I've got to do something better with my life. This is my chance to never look back. I had moved to Fountain Inn, away from my hometown, where I thought all the bad people were, and I did it. I was clean for 8 years. I started going to church. I got baptized. Things were great. Then I relapsed. I got a couple of pictures we're going to put up if y'all can. This is when I got baptized, 2018. And then we have another one when I relapsed. Dead things come alive in the name of Jesus, amen? Whew. Okay. Okay, so I relapsed. DSS got involved yet once again. My oldest daughter took over custody of my 2 youngest. This was it, my very last chance. I felt it in my heart. I knew exactly what I had to do. I hit my knees and raised my hands high. Hebrews 6:15, and it was so, after waiting long and patiently, obtained what God had promised. November the 28th, I will be 4 years clean. I'm now a proud member of Oak Point Church. I got baptized again. I became a leader of Celebrate Recovery at Oak Point. I've grown so close to God and have built a relationship that I never ever thought that I was worthy of. I prayed for a better job, and guess what? God showed up and showed out. I had just been barely making it, scared to miss a day of work because I couldn't afford it. But that's over with. Now that I follow Jesus, those worries have gone away. Now I realize that I don't need drugs, men, or anything to make me feel worthy. I only needed Jesus. Yes. All those wasted years, those ugly cried tears, the fears of not being able to be loved by anybody are gone forever. And I can feel way deep down in my soul that I'm truly loved by God, who's good when I'm not good enough. I'm ever so grateful to be where I'm at today. Yes, I still have a bit of a journey ahead of me, but I'm not afraid to face it. I have a father. I have a friend. I'm not alone. I matter. Hold on. I got my glasses on for this one because it's... Hold on. Okay. I'm somebody. I'm beautiful. I have a loving heart, and it's all because of Jesus. If there's someone here today that struggles with the same thing, or that feels like they are so broken beyond repair and can't see their tomorrow, we are here for you. We will pray over you so that Jesus can change your tragedy into a triumph as well. I want to let you know right now that through the loss of my son recently, my blood family was not there for me. The real people, my CR family, never left my side. They showed up and showed out for me. These are your people. These people sitting right here in this room. If you're worried about who's your people, turn to your neighbor, honey. These are the real people. I would very much like to end this testimony with I now live a perfect life, but I cannot do that. April 30th, my heart was broken into a million pieces. My son struggled with addiction as well. He was 21, and he was playing around with his gun, and he shot himself in the head, and 3.5 hours later, he lost his pulse. Now, I was a bit distraught at first, of course, but I remember I kept telling God, I love you so much, God. I love you so much. I was faced with a decision to sign a DNR. That was hard. I knew my God worked miracles for those who believed, so I asked the doctor one more time, are you 100% sure this is unsurvivable? Survivable, sorry. He said, yes, I'm sorry. I asked him, do you believe in God, sir? He said, oh, definitely. I told him, okay, I trust you then. The next day seemed so unreal. Although I myself was dying inside, I had this peace over me. I can't explain it. Like I had just lost my only son, and it was well with my soul. Yeah, I'm sad. Whenever a day or two would go by and I hadn't heard from him, I would get a feeling of sadness. But the sadness that I feel now is nowhere compared to the sadness that I felt back then when he wouldn't call. I know we're not meant to understand certain things, but I promise you, I simply asked God to reveal to me. I was worried and I was afraid that he wasn't saved. I found out he was saved, so I was like, okay, so he wasn't living his life right. So then I was worried, oh gosh, is he in heaven? And so I'm asking God this. And when I asked him, I said, God, is he okay? Is he in heaven? I didn't hear, it would have been easy to hear what I wanted to hear my own brain tell me, yeah, girl, he's good. That's not what I heard. I heard, it is well, my child. That was God. I don't talk like that. That was God telling me that he was okay. And ever since that was like 3 days after it happened. Ever since that day, honey, I'm good, like I'm good. I know everything's good. That's why I can get up every morning and I can keep going, because I have Jesus in my heart. Okay. Wait, I lost my place. Okay. Through all of this, I know without a doubt, God has never left my side. I'm going to leave y'all with this little thing. Just think, if God can light up a lightning bug's butt, imagine what he can do for you. Thank you for letting me share my story.